Hi everyone! Today I will be discussing various elements that make up Newfoundland, along with my experience with them. I will be talking about the process of being screeched in, traditional Newfoundland foods, mummering, fishing and squid jigging, some Newfoundland slang and what they mean, as well as a few traditions that are exclusive to the Southwest Coast, specifically my hometown, McKellam. I grew up in this beautiful small community on the Southwest Coast where a number of Newfoundland customs are present. I will mention a few traditions that I've experienced only in my hometown. The first is going out in the boat to cut down our Christmas tree. My mom, dad, brother, and I would go in my dad's open boat to a nearby area with a lot of trees. This is a tradition my family and I have done ever since I was little. And we still do it to this day, and it is always so much fun. We take lots of pictures, bring snacks, and find the perfect Christmas tree. Another thing my family does is they always have pea soup and scalloped buns on Saturdays, which I consider a Newfoundland food staple that my family loves. Pea soup has split peas and ham with vegetables, and scalloped buns has salt pork, raisins, flour, and a few other staple ingredients. I always remember my dad running to my nan's house because she would have made some pea soup every Saturday. I have tried both of these foods, but I do not like them. One last tradition exclusive to my hometown would be going to the cove to get drinking water. It may seem a little strange to some people, but we always fill up our water jugs from this fresh water running off the rocks in the little cove called Brook Cove. This was so much fun to do. Moving into other customs of Newfoundland, a main one is being screeched in. This is something you can do if you come to Newfoundland and are not originally from here. Screech in is a ceremony that involves a few steps leading to you becoming an honorary Newfoundlander. The ceremony involves eating some fried bologna, reciting a Newfoundland saying such as "Long may your big jib draw," which means you may have good fortune for a long time. Then they must kiss the cod and take a shot of screech rum. This tradition can have variations, but the one time I experienced people being screeched in, this is what happened, and it was so much fun to see everyone having such a good time. Next, there are many traditional Newfoundland foods, so I just wanted to mention a few. I've already mentioned the scalloped buns and pea soup, so now here's the jigs dinner, baked apples, and bottled moose meat. I currently have so many bottles of moose meat in my house. It is something my boyfriend and I eat a lot of. Also, whenever we go to visit his parents in the summertime, they always give us baked apples to eat with pie, which is delicious. Jigs dinner is just salt beef, turnip, cabbage, potato, carrot, and peas pudding. I personally do not like it, but my entire family does, and I've been around it my whole life. Now on to mummering. Mummering is something that I have personally done, and it is always such a great time during Christmas. Mummering involves dressing up in old clothes, covering your face, I always use a pillowcase to cover mine, and going to visit houses in your community. They usually offer you a drink, poke at you, or ask questions to try to figure out who you are. Mummering is always a good time with friends and family, and is typically done in smaller communities in Newfoundland. Fishing takes place in many provinces, but it is definitely a huge part of Newfoundland and has traditions around it. One of my favorite parts of living in Newfoundland is going in the boat to fish. Whenever I visit my hometown, it is all I want to do. Both of my parents fish for a living. They mainly fish for lobster and halibut. Every year since my dad was 18 years old, he would help his dad get his lobster pots ready to go out to sea. You can see here that my dad caught a 220-pound halibut last year, which was so cool to see. I plan on going home at the end of June, and when I do, I will be going fishing and out to help my dad haul a few lobster pots, and that should be a great time. Squid jigging is something else that a lot of people do in Newfoundland. I definitely like to catch squid. Me and my brother would and still currently do go squid jigging when we are home. We go over on the wharf and try to catch some squids, and we always have to be careful because they can get you with their ink. Thankfully, I've never had this happen, but my brother and parents sure have, and it is a mess to clean. Squid jigging is just another fun tradition many Newfoundlanders have with their families or friends, and something they love to do. Lastly, I will end with some Newfoundland slang. There are so many catchphrases and words exclusive to only Newfoundland. Some of the main ones I know the best are, of course, bye. I say bye with everything. A bye, no bye, yes bye. Then there's what are you at? Meaning what are you doing? Or there's I dies a ya, which you say when someone's being funny. There are so many different sayings that Newfoundlanders use, as you can see in this list. So I hope that you all enjoyed learning more about Newfoundland and what makes up this wonderful province. I hope you learned some new things that you didn't know before. And lastly, I want to say, if you have not been to Newfoundland, I hope this video made you want to visit, and you should definitely come and experience the great things it has to offer.